Have you ever looked in the mirror and seen someone else staring back at you? Tonight, I'm going to share a story so chilling, it will make you question every reflection you see. A hidden voice from the basement, whispers in a language you don't understand, and a secret that's been waiting for you to discover. But beware, once you hear it, there's no going back. If you want to find out what happens next and hear more twisted, spine-chilling stories like this, make sure to hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and don't forget to drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to know what you would do if you were in this house. There's another person in my reflection. Whispers from the basement. I see her every night, standing just behind me when the bathroom light flickers, her eyes the same shape as mine, her lips trembling like she wants to speak, but her mouth never opens. The mirror does not lie, but it does not tell the truth either. I lean closer, my breath fogging the glass, and she leans closer too, except one small detail. Her head tilts the opposite way, slow, deliberate, wrong. The air feels heavy, like the old houses in the suburbs of Pennsylvania when winter creeps in, silence pressing against the windows, but the faintest whisper drifting from the basement below. I remember my grandmother lighting incense sticks, the scent of lemongrass filling the air, saying the smoke would guide lost spirits away, saying never look too long into a mirror at night, never. The basement door groans as if someone touches it from the other side, but I am alone. My parents asleep upstairs, the hum of the refrigerator the only sound, except for the whisper that seems to grow clearer. It is not English, not fully, but broken syllables that remind me of the Thai lullabies my grandmother once sang, songs meant to soothe, but now twisted, stretched, as if sung backwards through cracked lips. My reflection smiles when I do not. The whisper stops, and in the silence, I hear the faint scrape of fingernails against concrete, rising from the dark below. I freeze, my hand hovering above the sink, the sound crawling up through the pipes like something alive. The mirror fog clears just enough for me to see her, not me, but her, the woman with my face, her smile widening until it stretches far too wide, her teeth too sharp in the dim light. I back away, but she doesn't. She stays close to the glass, pressing her palms against it, pressing so hard I swear I hear a crack. The basement door rattles once, then falls still. My grandmother's voice echoes in memory, warning me never to answer when the dead call your name, never to open the path they cannot open themselves. And yet, the sound of my own name rises through the vents, whispered soft, sweet, familiar, like a family member calling from another room. My reflection mouths the word again, lips moving with perfect rhythm, but no sound leaves the glass. I should run upstairs, wake my parents, but something holds me there, a weight pressing into my chest, a pull I cannot resist. The whispering begins again, louder now, dozens of voices braided together, weaving into one long sigh, urging me toward the basement door. The mirror flickers. For the first time, she steps back instead of following me, and behind her I see a staircase descending into endless dark. The staircase behind her glows faintly, as if lit by candles I cannot see, their flames swaying though no wind exists. I blink, and the bathroom around me feels smaller, the air dense with incense I haven't burned in years, that sharp citrus smoke of lemongrass clinging to my throat. Her hand rises, pointing down into that impossible reflection, her finger trembling like she's begging me to follow. The basement door behind me creaks open an inch on its own. A chill breath seeps out, smelling of damp earth and rusted pipes, mixing with the phantom incense until the air tastes bitter. I hear the voices more clearly now, the Thai lullaby unraveling, the melody bending wrong, each note dipped in static like an old recording warped by fire. Her eyes, my eyes, fill with tears in the mirror, though mine stay dry, and she shakes her head once, sharply, as if warning me away, even while pointing me forward. The scrape of nails on concrete begins again, only closer, like something climbing. I turn slowly toward the basement door, and the whisper that leaks through is no longer a chorus. It is my mother's voice, calm and tender, saying my name, telling me to come down where it's safe. My knees weaken, the floor tilting beneath me as if the house itself exhales, the walls groaning with old wood. The basement door is open wider now, no hand on the knob, just darkness beyond, blacker than midnight, swallowing the faint light from the kitchen. I whisper back without meaning to, my own voice trembling. Mom? The answer is instant, warm, familiar. Yes, sweetheart, come down, it's okay. But upstairs I hear the steady rhythm of her snoring, proof she has not moved from bed, proof that voice is not hers. In the mirror, the other me presses her palms flat, harder, her face streaked with silent tears, shaking her head with violent urgency. Behind her, that staircase glows brighter, showing more detail, crumbling steps, dripping stone walls, shadows shifting at the edges like figures waiting just out of sight. My pulse hammers, sweat running cold down my back, every instinct screaming to shut the door, to run, to wake my father, to smash the mirror and never look again. Yet my feet move on their own, one step closer to the door, the whispers curling tighter around me, sweet as honey, sharp as glass. From below, the sound changes. No longer a voice calling my name. It is the soft cry of a baby, faint, desperate, echoing up through the dark. The cry cuts straight through me, fragile and human, a sound too real to dismiss, too aching to ignore. My throat tightens, memories flooding back of my grandmother's stories, spirits that mimic the helpless to draw you closer, spirits that wear the sound of family like a mask. The other me in the mirror pounds on the glass now, her fists striking in silence, her mouth stretched open in a scream I cannot hear, her eyes wild with warning. But the baby's cry trembles again, weaker this time, fading, and something inside me twists with guilt, with instinct, with the unbearable thought of leaving it there alone. The door yawns wider with a slow moan of wood, as though it senses my hesitation, as though it's breathing. From the stairs, a draft coils upward, carrying not just damp earth, but the faintest rattle of beads, like the prayer bracelets my grandmother used to wear, clicking together when she rocked me to sleep. I grip the doorframe, nails digging into the wood, torn between two truths, one I see in the mirror, one I hear in the dark. And then, just as the baby's cry falters, a new sound rises beneath it. A low hum, the same lullaby my grandmother once sang, drifting up from the basement in her exact voice. The lullaby winds its way around me, soft and trembling, each note landing heavy in my chest, every syllable sharp with memory. It is her voice, perfectly her voice, though she has been gone for years, buried in Thai silk robes, jasmine petals scattered over her coffin, the scent of smoke and prayers rising into a sky that never answered back. My reflection leans closer against a glass, her skin pale, her hands shaking, mouthing the words again and again. Asterisk, don't go, asterisk. The hum from below grows fuller, layered, the baby's cry weaving through it, the two sounds tangled, pulling me downward with invisible threads. I can almost see her in the dark, the shape of a woman sitting at the bottom of the stairs, rocking slowly, a bundle in her arms swaddled in shadows. The wood under my palm feels warmer now, pulsing faintly, like the door itself has a heartbeat, like the house is alive and waiting. Behind me, the kitchen clock ticks louder, each second a hammer striking bone, each tick pulling me forward against my will. The figure in the mirror presses her forehead to the glass, eyes wide, desperate, blood trailing from her fists as she keeps pounding, but I cannot hear her anymore. Because the song is louder now, impossibly loud, as if the basement itself is singing directly into my skull. And underneath the melody, for the first time, I hear my own voice joining in. The sound vibrates in my throat before I even realize I'm making it, the lullaby spilling from my lips in the same broken Thai my grandmother once whispered over me as a child. I don't know the words, not truly, yet they slide from my mouth with eerie ease, syllables curling like smoke, echoing perfectly with the voice rising from the basement. The air thickens, heavy with incense that isn't there, sharp lemongrass stinging my eyes until they water, and the edges of the kitchen blur as though the house is folding into that single dark doorway. My reflection has stopped fighting. She leans her head against the glass, lips trembling in silent sobs, her breath fogging the mirror until her face is just a blur of shadows and glistening eyes. I step forward, one foot crossing the threshold, the wood cold beneath my bare skin, the smell of earth swelling stronger, damp and metallic, like blood soaked into the soil. From below, the rocking figure lifts her head, and though I cannot see her face, I feel her eyes lock onto mine, pulling me down with a weight no body should carry. The baby's cry falters, choking into silence, replaced only by the rhythm of my grandmother's lullaby, slower now, lower, as though it is waiting for me to finish the song with her. And in that instant, the last word of the melody forms on my tongue, a word I've never spoken but somehow know will open the basement completely. The word burns on my tongue, heavy and foreign, older than any prayer I've heard, older than my grandmother's trembling voice when she warned me to never repeat what I didn't understand. It rises in my throat like fire, searing, demanding to be released, pressing against my teeth until my jaw aches. The woman at the bottom of the stairs still rocks, slow, patient, the bundle in her arms shifting slightly as if something alive stirs within, but her face remains hidden in shadow. The mirror across the room flares suddenly with light, my reflection slamming her palms once more against the glass, blood streaking down her wrists, her mouth stretching wide with a single word I cannot hear, her silent scream desperate, pleading. The house vibrates, the beams creaking overhead, the refrigerator rattling in the kitchen, the ticking clock shattering into silence, every sound swallowed whole except the lullaby still humming inside my chest. I choke, trying to stop it, but the forbidden word forces itself forward, tearing at my throat, shaping itself in my mouth without my consent. And as I lean closer to the yawning basement, as the shadows curl upward like fingers reaching for me, I feel the air shift, colder than any winter, as if something vast and unseen has leaned in close to listen. My lips part, the word trembling at the edge of release, every muscle in my body taut like a wire about to snap. The basement breathes, a single gust of air rushing upward, smelling of wet stone and iron, carrying with it the faint rattle of chains dragging slowly across concrete. The bundle in the woman's arms stirs again, and for a moment I swear I hear it whisper my name in a voice both infant and ancient, thin and echoing, as though countless mouths spoke at once through the same fragile throat. The mirror across the room shudders, cracks splintering across its surface like ice fracturing on a frozen lake, my reflection's face breaking into fragments, her wide eyes multiplied, her hands pressed harder, trapped in the glass. Her silent scream grows more violent, her body slamming against the barrier as if she knows the moment I speak, it will shatter something more than glass. My throat convulses, the word clawing its way out, each syllable rising like smoke from a fire I can't see, but feel burning beneath the floorboards. The lullaby slows, one drawn-out note hanging in the air, waiting for me to finish it, daring me to. And in the silence that follows, the house leans, the shadows stretch longer, and I feel the weight of every unseen thing pressing in, breathless, eager, as the first sound of the word slips past my teeth. The sound is barely a whisper, yet it vibrates through the walls, deep and resonant, like I've struck a hidden chord in the marrow of the house. The floorboards tremble, dust raining from the ceiling, the pipes groaning as if water rushes backward through them, not down but up, defying gravity. The figure on the stairs stops rocking. Her head lifts slowly, and at last I glimpse her face, half in shadow, half revealed by the glow of that unseen flame. It is my grandmother's face, but wrong, too smooth, too young, her eyes bottomless pools where pupils should be, her smile too wide, stretching as if it's being pulled from behind. The bundle in her arms shifts, its cloth unwrapping just enough to show not skin, not flesh, but something dark and crawling, writhing with countless tiny limbs that retreat quickly back into the folds. In the mirror, my reflection collapses to her knees, pounding one last time, her hands slick with blood, her mouth shaping the same word I've spoken, only backward, desperate to undo it. The crack in the glass spreads, jagged lines darting like lightning, And from within those fractures, I see more than one version of myself staring back, each with a different expression: fear, rage, hunger, grief. The air grows unbearably heavy, pressing into my lungs, and the unfinished word pulses in my mouth, begging to be spoken fully, promising release, threatening ruin. And in that unbearable tension, the woman on the stairs whispers in my grandmother's voice again. Low, tender, certain. Finish it. The command slides into me like a blade, sharp and intimate, as though she whispered directly into the hollow of my skull. My body trembles, every nerve alight, the words swelling inside my chest like it no longer belongs to me, like it was planted there years ago, waiting for this moment to bloom. The bundle in her arms squirms, the cloth loosening further, a small pale hand slipping out, except the fingers are too long, jointed in too many places, curling and uncurling like they're tasting the air. The house moans around me, the sound not wood or wind but voices overlapping, dozens, hundreds, a tide of whispers pushing me toward the dark. Behind me, the mirror explodes with light, shards splintering but held in place, suspended, each jagged piece now a window showing a different scene: me as a child, me asleep in bed, me screaming, me standing here already in the basement, with blood soaking my feet. My reflection, the one that has been fighting for me, is gone. In her place are all the other versions, their mouths opening in unison, their voices silent, yet deafening in my mind, pleading, begging, warning me to stop. The unfinished word burns hotter, my lips trembling, the final syllable clawing at my throat. The woman tilts her head, her hollow eyes fixed on mine, her smile stretching wider, and the bundle lets out a sound, half cry, half growl, a hungry note that makes my knees buckle. The shadows coil up the stairwell like smoke, curling around my ankles, tugging me down step by step. And still, her voice, warm as my grandmother's lullaby, steady as prayer, fills the silence once more. Say it, and you'll see what's truly yours. My lips tremble, the final syllable burning there like a coal about to drop into darkness. The steps beneath me creak, but I haven't moved. It's the house shifting, leaning me forward inch by inch as if gravity itself has changed. The shadows wrap higher around my calves, cool and soft like wet cloth, but beneath the softness is something with weight, a quiet insistence tugging me down. The woman, no, the thing wearing my grandmother's face, adjusts the bundle in her arms, and for a heartbeat the cloth falls completely open. What's inside is not a baby, but a small shape built of ash and hair and teeth, no eyes, no mouth, yet it breathes in tiny trembling gasps, and when it exhales the air around me smells of incense and blood. Every shard of mirror behind me vibrates in its frame, showing flashes of my own face twisted in expressions I've never made. Hunger, laughter, terror, joy, all at once, 100 futures stacked together. Their mouths all move with mine, but where my lips only tremble, there's finish the word in silence, each version speaking a different outcome I cannot hear. The last syllable claws at my throat, rising like a scream held too long. The woman's smile stretches past her cheeks now, splitting skin, revealing black gums, yet her voice stays warm, coaxing, almost kind, almost family. Her head tilts, eyes wide and empty as a well, and she leans forward just enough for her breath to brush my face from the bottom of the stairs. Say it, she whispers again, softer now, sweeter. And everything you lost will come back. The promise cuts deeper than the threat, sliding under my skin like a hook I can't tear free. Everything I lost, her voice drips with it, dripping with nights I begged for just one more story, one more lullaby, one more moment with the woman who raised me, who left me too soon. The bundle twitches in her arms, and for a blink, I swear I see my grandmother's face in it instead, small and fragile, eyes shut, lips whispering the same lullaby I've been humming without choice. My chest convulses, a sob I didn't know I was holding tearing free, and the word almost bursts out, almost finishes itself. Behind me, the mirrors shake violently, rattling in their frames, their cracks glowing faintly like molten veins running through glass. Every other version of me is screaming silently now, mouth stretched open wider than should be possible, hands pressed to the fractured barrier as if clawing to stop me. The air grows colder, biting, but underneath it a heat rises from the basement, damp and suffocating, like standing over a pit of smoldering coals hidden beneath earth. The shadows climb higher, circling my waist, my ribs, wrapping me in their grip, pulling me toward the yawning dark, while the woman waits patiently, rocking her bundle, with that hideous smile carved across her face. Her voice turns sharper, though still soft, still sweet. Asterisk, say it now, child. Say it and step into the truth that's been waiting. Asterisk. My throat is raw from holding the sound back, the word pressing harder now, like a heartbeat against my teeth, like something alive trying to crawl out of me. The shadows have reached my chest, their chill seeping into my lungs, each breath tasting of damp earth and burned incense, a memory of temple floors and rain-soaked concrete. Below, the woman has stopped rocking. She stands now, tall and straight, the bundle clutched to her chest. The thing inside writhes but makes no sound, only the faint rasp of claws sliding against cloth. Her face lifts into the lightless glow, and for the first time I see her eyes. Two pits of moving shapes, dozens of hands reaching outward from the dark inside her skull. Every shard of mirror behind me goes silent at once. No movement, no screaming reflections. Only still faces staring back at me, their mouths open, frozen mid-warning. I feel the word clawing at my throat again, trying to break free, the syllables forming on my tongue without my consent. And just as the final sound rises, the woman leans forward, the edge of her smile trembling, her voice no longer sweet but low, urgent, almost breaking. Asterisk, say it, or they will take your place. Asterisk. The room tilts, my vision swimming, the shadows cinch tight across my ribs like cold hands holding me still. Her words echo in my skull. They will take your place, and I feel the weight of them like a rope tightening around my neck. The bundle in her arms convulses, the cloth tearing, and for a flash I see something unmistakably mine inside it. A tiny hand, my own as a child, pale and slick as if pulled fresh from memory, reaching blindly for me. The mirrors flare white and then black, each shard flickering with an image of me in another life. Walking away, staying frozen, descending the stairs, screaming as the shadows swallow me whole. My lips move on their own now, the first part of the words spilling out like blood from a cut, tasting metallic and bitter, making the walls shudder and bow inward. Her smile vanishes. She leans closer, those pits of hands writhing inside her skull, voice shaking for the first time, not coaxing, but desperate. Asterisk, finish it before they choose. Asterisk. The shadows rise higher, up to my throat, cool and slick, and I feel them press at my jaw, pulling it open, urging the last syllable forward. And from deep in the basement, behind her, something else stirs, heavier than footsteps, slower than breathing, rising up the stairs unseen, the sound of nails dragging along the walls, coming closer and closer. The sound of the nails drags longer now, slower, like it's savoring each inch, and the wood under my bare feet pulses with its rhythm. I can taste the last syllable on my tongue, hot and metallic, ready to spill, yet every nerve in me screams to swallow it back. The woman waits on the stairs, her bundle held tight. The writhing inside it stops and lies still, as if whatever is in there is holding its breath. The mirrors behind me flicker one last time. All of the other versions of me lean forward, their palms pressed flat to the glass, not moving, not warning, just staring as though this is the only moment left. The shadows at my throat press inward. Their cold fingers curl under my jaw, and for the first time, I feel their pulse against my own. Below, the woman tilts her head, the hands inside her skull reaching toward me, trembling. Her voice, low and breaking now, carries up the stairs. Asterisk, it's yours now. Say it and take it back. Asterisk. The last syllable surges in my chest, rising like a tide. My lips part. The house bends closer, the dark pressing in until I can smell the damp breath of whatever is climbing up to meet me. And just as the sound leaves me, a wind rushes up from the basement, hot, wet, and full of whispers, and everything, the mirrors, the shadows, the woman, the bundle, folds inward toward the stairwell as if the house itself is being pulled inside out. The wind roars around me, swirling with the scent of earth and smoke, pressing my hair against my face, tugging at my clothes, but I do not move. The bundle in her arms quivers once, then settles, still and silent, as if whatever had been inside has waited patiently for this moment to end. The shadows that held me tighten briefly, then release, rolling back down my arms and legs like water retreating from a shore, leaving my skin cold and tingling. The mirrors shiver one last time, shards vibrating faintly, reflecting only the staircase, the dark, and the woman's hollow eyes. No longer multiple versions of me, no longer screaming, just watching. The wind dies suddenly. The house exhales. She steps back, the bundle held loosely now, tilting it so I can see that the small, writhing shape has vanished, replaced by silence, nothingness. Her hollow eyes soften just enough to seem familiar, her voice low, almost a whisper. Asterisk, it is done for now. Asterisk. The staircase below yawns empty and dark, the glow gone, the nails dragging along the walls silent, the basement waiting, patient. I swallow the last syllable, my chest aching, the word finally leaving me, and the house feels still, waiting, holding its breath with me. The mirror no longer shows her, no longer shows me, only my own reflection staring back, alone, trembling, and unsure which way is up. And in that silence, I realize the lullaby has stopped, but a faint, almost imperceptible whisper rises from the basement, soft as smoke, curling through the dark, calling. I step back from the mirror, my hands shaking, the echo of the whisper curling around my ears like a half-remembered dream. The basement door sits closed now, silent, unassuming, as if nothing had ever stirred within. The shadows have retreated, leaving the air still and cool, the faint scent of incense lingering, comforting and familiar. I take a slow, trembling breath, the weight on my chest easing just enough for me to stand fully upright. My reflection stares back at me plainly now, my own face, eyes wide, heart racing, but entirely mine. I glance once more at the staircase, dark and empty, and for the first time, I realize the house is not just a place of fear. It is a keeper of choices, a mirror of what we carry inside. The whispers have gone, leaving behind only silence, punctuated by the distant hum of the refrigerator, the steady tick of the kitchen clock. I exhale, long and slow, and for the first time in what feels like hours, or maybe years, I feel a strange calm settle over me. The reflection no longer tempts, no longer warns. It simply waits patiently, like glass remembering what it has seen, but no longer needing to speak. I step away from the mirror, moving toward the front door, sunlight spilling in through the windows, soft and warm. Behind me, the house sighs, settling into its quiet, waiting for another moment, another visitor. And I walk out, carrying the memory, the fear, and the understanding that some doors are meant to be opened and some doors, once closed, are better left behind.